Hi, everyone. I'm Autistic Ange. This is a podcast for adults who recently found out they're autistic and are looking for other autistic people like them. If you hear any meows or like jingles, my cats are looking for treats that I threw around the house so they can go hunt and have fun. So sorry about that. Geez, have I had a fucking day today? Like, this is not the episode that I had planned, but, whatever. And I have my water handy, dry mouth. So let me set the scene for you because I'm just going to go through the entire day up to now. And sorry if I was talking away from the phone just now. God. If I sound like weird or off, or more weird or more off than usual, it's just because it's been a long fucking day. So I'll start at the beginning. It's Sunday. So this is my wife's, I'll just call her Alicia because that's her name. And I always say my wife. But Sundays are her days. She only gets the one day off a week because she works on Saturdays half a day, and because of the internship she has to do that on Mondays, so Sundays are her only day off. So for me, Sundays are doing her laundry, like making her meals for work, and like that kind of stuff, and this is every Sunday, so this is the routine that I have, and maybe you can guess where this is going. So I get up, and I'm in the kitchen making my coffee, and I notice that Alicia's out here in my room, and I'm like, what are you doing out there? Because she knows that I need like at least 45 minutes in the morning because I have a routine. And she's like, I just wanted to ask you something. And I was like, okay. And she's like, are you up for an adventure today? Like, I haven't even had a first sip of coffee, so I was like, I'm not sure. She wanted to go to a state park that was like an hour away. And like it had recently snowed, but there's no snow here, but like we didn't know that there was like a few feet where we were going. And she's like, I just want to go for a quick hike, see the waterfall, get some exercise, and would you like to come with me? In my mind, I was like, no, I don't want to go with you. How can you ask me right now? Like, I haven't even had coffee. I haven't had like my routine. Now I've just been informed that my Sunday is not going to go the way, that I planned it to. But if that's what she wants to do, of course I'm going to go. Like, I'm not going to just make her go have a hike by herself, if she wants company. So, sorry for all the sighing and the ums, and I'll see if I can get my shit together. What the fuck? So, I agreed. I said, give me like an hour and we can go. And so I did my routine, but the whole time I was like, man, I was just thinking about, I don't want to fucking go. Because I didn't have that on the schedule for today. Like, if I had known ahead of time, like at least a couple of days. And I know this sounds like super weird, but you guys are autistic, so I think you understand. I would have liked a couple of days notice. Like, I am so bad with spontaneity. I just don't really have that in me. Maybe twice a year. That's it. Everything else I like to be planned if possible. Water. I probably should have waited till tomorrow to record this, but I have therapy. That's enough talking for one day. Where was I? Okay, so I got done with my routine. We leave, and it is so fucking sunny out. Like, it's been so cold, and today it warmed up until like the 40s. It felt like spring. So it was a decent day. We get to the park on the drive over. I should back up. On the drive over, I didn't say anything, and I wasn't like being a bitch. I just was Like, you know how, I don't know if you guys do this, but finding out you're autistic, for me, it's always in the back of my mind. Like when I'm having an emotion or heading toward like an emotion, well, like a meltdown kind of thing. And I can just remind myself that's because you're autistic. And now that I know that, I know what I can try to do to prevent one. So in the car, I just put my hoodie up over my face and I just shut my eyes for the hour-long trip because it was so sunny and like that was already like a sensory issue for me. And I'm not the kind of person that does sunglasses because I just am not outside often enough to justify having a pair. And they would have to be prescription. And I've had those like years ago, the tinted glass shit. And I just don't like it because then when you go inside, you're fucking blind for like 2 minutes until that shit like adjusts. So no sunglasses. And so we get there. Oh my God. So she's driving her Hyundai, I don't know, I say Hyundai. She's driving and we're pulling into what we think might be a parking lot. And it's like the further in you go, there's just snow. So you really shouldn't drive over it. That's the best I can say. There was like a couple of feet of snow, I think. And she just keeps going. And we see people off to our right. They're getting out of their car, and I think like she was just planning on continuing to drive, like as if there was another parking lot to go to, and there wasn't. So she just keeps driving, and I'm like, I don't think you should keep driving, and then we get stuck, and we can't get out. And we're like in the middle of like a road, a path, people can go around, but we're just in a spot that you're not supposed to be in. Because it's not the parking lot. And, oh God, I was like, no, this is not happening. And she was trying to back up and pull forward. And after a couple of minutes of that, she just turns the car off. And she's like, well, we'll just do this after. Or like, what did she say? Let's just go do our hike now. And I was like, are you serious? Like, you don't want to just get this done with? And she's like, oh, we'll just go do our hike. And that in itself was like, oh, like, you're just gonna leave your fucking car here in the middle of this road and not try to get it out first before we go on the hike? Like, shouldn't we use whatever energy we have now in case, like, there's some pushing of the vehicle that is involved? Nope. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go see where this takes me today. I will try not to make a big deal out of things. And so we get out of the car, we go do the hike. She took us on, there was one trail she wanted to take us on specifically that led to the waterfall, and she got her colors mixed up because they tied, like, there's a red trail and like a yellow trail or a green trail and yellow trail, whatever. She was on the wrong one, and we were like going up and up and up into the fucking mountains. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's all icy. And we have shoes on. We have like no boots because we thought that, like, we weren't thinking that up there the snow was gonna stick, like, and stay around longer. So we just keep going, and like she's sliding on this trail, and I am off to the side tromping in the snow because you don't slip when you're just walking through snow. You know what I mean? And she's like, it's so slippery. I'm like, well, then move over and walk in the snow. Why are you walking on that part? Because it wasn't even that deep, the snow. But so we went and we went and we went, and then all of a sudden I get a hot flash. Oh, sorry for the dry mouth. I get a hot flash, and I'm finding out, like, if I am doing something physical, like if I'm exerting a little bit too much energy or something like that, it seems to trigger hot flashes. Like, that's just what's been happening. And that happened when we were out there. And so I took my hoodie off. I just felt like it was fucking summer. And I love the cold. So that didn't even bother me. It's the hot weather that I don't like. But anyways, so I'm having a hot flash, and I'm like, oh, this sucks. And I take my hoodie off, and I, we get up and we're going up and we're going up. And then she's like, I don't think this is the right one, because we came up to a tree that had like a rope, like, I don't know, with a rope, or there's just something tied to it to let you know like what trail you're on. And we could see the waterfall across the way and down. So clearly we were on the wrong path. And then my stomach starts hurting because I had the hysterectomy a few months ago, and I thought I would be okay. But I guess it takes like 5 or 6 months from all the stuff that I've been reading about hysterectomies. And so like, that's the first time I went on a hike. Like, I went on a hike a couple of weeks ago. It was all flat, but this one was like climbing up and having to use muscles I haven't used in a while or whatever. So like, we're all the way up there and I'm like, oh my God, am I going to make it down? Cause like, I was in so much pain, but I didn't say anything to her other than my stomach hurts, because I didn't want her to feel like bad or anything. And meanwhile, in my head, I'm fucking livid. Not at her. I'm just like, this can't be happening right now. Like, am I awake? Like, I got up. Now we're at this park. We're on the wrong trail. I'm feeling like it's 90 degrees out, and my stomach hurts, and this is not going well. So we turn around and we go back down, and we look at the waterfall from afar, because we're not going to go on that trail, because no, fuck that. And all the way down, I'm like, what was I thinking? Yeah, I was like, I just want to go home. I just want to get home. I didn't say it out loud because I'm trying to keep this shit inside, because now that I know that I'm autistic, I know that like how to conserve my energy here and there. Because on the ride back, like, I did the same thing I did on the ride there, is I just laid back, I shut my eyes, I put the hoodie over my eyes to block out the sun. There was this one, sorry, I'm going back a little bit. When we first got to the park, I had to go to the bathroom, and I'm like, can you find a bathroom? Hopefully they're open, because it's like winter. And we saw a building, but the only way you can get to it is trudging through snow. That was like 2 feet. And it's so sunny out. So she just stops the car, and I get out, and I'm like, I'll be right back. And it's like, what did I say, 100 feet over? And I'm fucking blind. Like, that sun is just bouncing off of the snow into my face. Like, my eyes literally were hurting. And I felt like I was blind. Like, even if I looked up, I wasn't able to see very well. And that wasn't fun. And then I get all the way over to the building, and the fucking bathroom is locked. Like, you would think that they would get porta potties, but whatever. So we had come back, and then like, that was just something else that was irritating me. And she's like, do you want to, like, you know, I'll take you somewhere off and like deep into the woods. You could pop a squat. And I didn't have to go that bad, because I have definitely popped a few squats in my life. And like, they only happen when I'm literally about to piss myself. So it wasn't at that point. So I didn't really feel like burying my ass in the fucking woods, peeing in snow. Last time I peed in snow was like 5 years ago. That was because we had a long drive and I drank a lot. But anyways, moving right along. So we get home, and I think it was only like 1:30, and I still have a lot of stuff to do. So, and she's feeling guilty, Alicia. She's like, you don't have to go shopping. We can just do Instacart. But like, we spent a little bit more on groceries last week. And with the pay period, we didn't really have like all that extra for the fees for Instacart and all that shit. So I was like, I'll just go in person. And I don't want to go tomorrow because I have therapy. And that's a lot just to go to therapy. And then just the idea of going to a store after that, like, I just don't do well with that stuff. So I knew it was going to be busy because it's Super Bowl Sunday. And I like braced myself. I was like, you can do this. And like, I told her, I said, just stay home, relax, watch a movie. I'll go get the groceries. And oh God, it was a sensory nightmare. Just people fucking everywhere. Not fucking, but you know, they're everywhere. And, I mean, obviously not fucking because it's a grocery store, but anyways, moving right along. So many fucking people. And God, I have never been in a store with that many people, not even during Christmas, like with the holidays and everybody goes shopping. There was just like everybody in fucking like the neighborhood there at Wegmans. This time I got a large cart, so I brought one up with me in case there weren't any up in the little thing by the store, and I was in there for like an hour. I had to go back to the meat section a few different times. My wife, Alicia, my wife, whatever, she does, when she does grocery lists, she'll write down the items in the order of like how you go through the store so that she just knows the stores like that. And I kind of do, but kind of not. So I don't write my lists like that. I just write whatever I can think of because I don't want to forget it. And so my lists are always jumbled. And I'm usually pretty good with that. Like, I don't forget things with my lists, but like there were so many people in there that I was like freaking out in my head and I was sweating. It was so hot because I was having a hot flash. And I'd put another hoodie on, but not one that like you can zip up. So I couldn't really take that off because that would be inappropriate. So I'm sitting there fucking dripping sweat, trying to make it through the grocery store. People are like everywhere, getting everything. And then on top of that, the stalkers are out. Like there's like, I counted 15 of them. Like they're just doing their job, putting like, filling the fucking shelves up with stuff that was already bought. And you had to maneuver around them and their carts. And in the Wegmans has just a really bad store layout. It doesn't work because you're always almost running into somebody when you come out of an aisle. So anyways, that was an hour. Then I came home and I'm just like, okay, I think I'm okay. It's not so bad. Come home, bring the stuff in. I go sit in front of a fan for like 10 minutes. And the next thing on my list to do, not on my list, but the next thing that I have to do is make Alicia's breakfast for work tomorrow because she goes in at like 5 o'clock, and her lunch. So I make her breakfast and her lunch, and then I put the rest of the groceries away. And also in between all this, I'm doing her laundry. So that got done and folded. And I was making dinner tonight. It was just a lot. Like, I realized I forgot a couple of things at the store, but it was just ham and potato soup, but it's so fucking good. And I just forgot the celery. And I picked up the wrong flour. I got whole wheat flour instead of all-purpose flour because I thought that all flour was the fucking same. I do not cook. Like, I don't cook with flour. I thought it was all the same. But didn't really change the anyways, that has nothing to do with it. Anyway, so made the dinner and then folded the laundry, and then we sat and we ate and we watched a couple of shows. And then I had my Sunday night chores to do. This sounds so weird, but it's normal for me. My Sunday night chores are the things that I do once a week. Like I have essential oil diffusers. One's in the bedroom and one's out here. And I like to scrub them and clean them out once a week so that they keep working. And then other stuff I do. And then I had to take a shower. And it's like that's the last thing you have to do. And it just seems like so much work. Like, why can't there be... Is there something where, like... There's not, I don't think. But there should be something where, like, you just step into... Like a car wash for a human. You step into, like, the shower area. And these, like... little robotic arms or something come out and, like, shampoo you, do your hair for you, wash your body. You just stand there. And, like, maybe there's, like, a TV in there. Like... Can't somebody invent that? Because sometimes I'm just that lazy, but I had to take a shower because I just was pretty ripe. And now I'm here and my wife is in bed sleeping and I feel a little bit better, but was I all over the place? I'm sorry if I was. It was just like, it was a fucking day from hell. Um, not like, and I'm sorry, I'm always complaining, but the purpose of these episodes are just like, hopefully, like, there's people out there listening and you guys are like, oh yeah, like, yep, I get that. So hopefully some of it's relatable, but it wasn't a good day. And this is the second like winter hike we've done, because we are not like, she doesn't like going out in the winter like that. And the first one was at a state park, and there was like quicksand involved. There was snow. It was just us in that whole park. We ate snow because we got like, it was a fucked up hike. We got so lost, and then like we had to cross over quicksand is what it looked and felt like. But so anyways, probably no more winter hikes anywhere. And you know what? I did not have a meltdown. I cannot fucking believe that I did not have a meltdown. Like, I was pretty close, but like I had to, starting from this morning, it's like I have this little cup of energy and I have to just not use it all up at once, because then I will definitely have a meltdown later. And I did really good with that. I'm actually pretty proud of myself. I mean, I was definitely irritable today, but not the whole day. And also, I can't believe that I just willingly went to do grocery shopping knowing that all those people are going to be like, what kind of sense does this make? Like, I went for a hike, we go an hour away, we're gone for a few hours, and then we come back, and then I go to the grocery store. Like, and I was just sitting here saying that I have therapy tomorrow and it's too much to go to the grocery store afterwards. Oh, fuck, man. It makes sense to me. I guess that's all that matters. But yeah, I am super proud of myself for not having a meltdown. I just kept reminding myself, like, okay, like, you know, this is the only day off that she gets. You're almost done, you know, like, and it's not like she tells me to do these things. Like, I had to fight her. Like, she's like, let me cut the veggies for the soup. And I'm like, no. She's like, let me put the groceries away. And I was like, no. And she's like, you know, she was feeling guilty because she was like just sitting and I was like running around the house like a fucking, like I was on crack or something. And I was like, you don't have to feel guilty. Like, it's your only day off. And my only day off is on Saturdays, because Sundays I make sure that I get her ready for the week. So yeah, like, I was like, don't feel guilty. I actually am like managing myself pretty well today, and I still have a little energy left. So I did pretty well. And then I was thinking, isn't that weird that, I don't know if weird's the right word, but it's like, okay, I know that I have a limited amount of, I don't know if energy, it's just adulting. I don't know what the fuck to call it, but I only have so much of that per day. And I like to be careful with how I spend it. And then I was like, why am I thinking like this? Like, ordinary people don't think like this, I don't think. I know that we autistics think like this. I mean, like, at least a good portion from like what I've been hearing and seeing and reading. And if I didn't have the awareness that I'm autistic, then today would have been a shit show, because I would have, in the past, here's what would have happened. If I didn't, like, when I didn't know I'm autistic, what happened was, we rewind to pretend that don't know I'm autistic. And I immediately would get pissed in the morning. Like, I don't want to fucking go. Like, I would say a lot of shit out loud. And then I would go, and then I would be like so irritable in the car. And I know that that's not fun for her. And then I would just be so bitchy. Like, I would just be in this like fucking negative mood because my day's being interrupted with something I didn't plan. And then we'll get home, and then I'll be like, I'll go grocery shopping. And then I would go into the grocery store and probably not even finish shopping. Like, I've left a cart or two before. That was years ago. I mean, I've been good with it lately, but, yeah, I would have definitely have left a cart. I don't care how much into my shopping I was, and just fucking left. And I didn't do that. And then coming home and having to make like all the food and do the laundry and all that stuff, I would have just been a huge fucking bitch. Like, I'm so, like, why am I doing all this? Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel really bad when I think back to when I was having meltdowns in the past and I didn't know that that's what those were. And like, I don't ever like say anything like verbally abusive. I don't throw things. We're not like that. But like, I was not nice to her when I was having meltdowns. I can't imagine that like we're really very nice anyways, even though we know we're autistic, but not knowing, and like, it's so strange thinking back to all these years where like I've had days like this before and I would just be a wreck at the end of the day and then I would have the hangover for at least a few days after that. And I can't believe that knowing that I'm autistic just changed all of that for me today. I mean, maybe it was just like, oh, I just happened to have a good day, even though it was a day from hell, but it's a good day because I didn't melt down. And now I think I'm just repeating myself a whole bunch. I hope that this was like made sense. My words are failing me. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I am having a hard time finishing this. I think that's all I've got. I hope you guys can relate. I hope I don't sound like a wackadoodle right now. And I am very glad to be home, and I am so glad that Alicia's going to work tomorrow, and I'll have the house to myself until I go to therapy. So, yeah, hopefully this was relatable. This was just me recording to nap on my phone, hoping people find me, listen, relate, and have a similar experience to what I did when I heard myself on, I can't even fucking say this. Bye.